Max Blessed Holloway versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Here we are again. Third fight. First fight at featherweight, second fight at lightweight, with Max coming up. Now Max actually growing into his size at the age of 33. One of the most vetted 33-year-olds you'll find. Yeah, interesting fight here. Dustin's obviously his retirement fight. Motivation-wise, a lot for both men. Max wants to get that win back. He's lost 2 on the bounce against Dustin, so he needs this one. Dustin, obviously his retirement fight, wants to fucking win, wants to go out in a big bang, wants to get his last big paycheck, because as we all know, you win, you get double the pay. So it's going to be a fucking banger fight. In the first fight, Max was a child, so we're kind of ignoring that for the most part. In the second fight, we saw Dustin have a significant power advantage, and although Max, his chin showed that he can endure it, it was intense, the amount of damage he took. It was very intense. And yeah, probably the most damage he's taken in a fight, even in the Poirier fight. Yeah, he took damage, but he got knocked out quick. The Dustin one, he got fucking clobbered for 3, maybe 4 rounds. So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting fight. I mean, what you saw was just like Max doing his usual game, pattern with jabs, it not affecting Dustin. Dustin maybe able to getting hit a little bit, but also be able to roll around things. And then just countered, ate a shot, and then countered back with a harder shot over the top of it. And it just kept on hurting Max over and over again. The success he found was later in the fight when he was able to, I think he won the 5th round. He was able to just use his volume, use his gas tank to put a little pressure on Dustin. This fight is going to be a little interesting because Max looked a lot bigger, a lot stronger. Physically, he looks a lot more built now. In his last fight against Poirier than he did previously, even when he moved up to lightweight before. And you know, Max has been training, he's now moved to lightweight, he fought Gaethje, and he's committed to the lightweight game. It's going to be an interesting one. It's difficult to predict, really. I do think there's going to be a lot of similarities. I think we're going to see Max technically is maybe the better striker here, in the sense that he's better at not getting hit, somewhat. Both these guys get hit. You know, I mean, you can see here the stats here: absorb per minute, 4.76 for Max, 4.33 for Dustin. They both get hit, but I think Max generally plays the game a little bit better at touch, don't get touched. Dustin is more of a counter puncher, so Max usually goes first, whereas Dustin goes second a lot of times. He does very well going forward as well and going first. However, his best, it's an interesting stat. I remember I heard from Luke Thomas years ago that Dustin, he gets more accurate and throws more volume the later the fight goes. It's going to be interesting here. If Max can get ahead early, you know, I mean, he's taller, he's got less reach, but he has probably got longer legs than Dustin. So he should be able to kick. Dustin probably hits harder. So it's interesting to see the effects of Dustin's leg kicks. It'll be interesting to see if Max can get ahead early, win the first round, win the second round possibly, then Dustin's going to have to come back. And that's a tricky position for Dustin to be in. I'd like to see Dustin go to the body a little bit more here, because I think Max is never really that easy to hit in the head, and he's taller. So I think, yeah, Dustin's got to look for counter punches to the body. Leg kicks as well, because obviously Max doesn't check shit. Yeah, he's got to work the lower levels before he can hit the high levels. And I really think even ignoring the high levels really, for a majority of this fight, I think would help him until he really makes Max hurt with the body shots. Just as Poirier did. Poirier hit the lower levels, hit the body shot, and then that brought Max's hands down and hurt him. Max here, he needs to do he needs to be able to hit harder. He needs to throw a little bit harder, but a little more intent, get a little bit more respect from Dustin. Because in the last fight, he really wasn't able to get respect from Dustin, and Dustin was just able to walk him down and ignore his shots. Max has looked a bit thicker. I think he can work a longer game as well. I think he can leg kick himself. He's a very good kicker. And against Poirier, he did really well at working the long man game. He's not got quite as much of a height advantage as he did in that fight, in this fight. However, he should be able to leg kick. And once he does a little bit of damage to the legs of Dustin, catch him falling into shots, catch him reaching a little bit, and sting him with shots. He needs to actually be able to sting him with shots. Because he's not going to be able to pit a pat at Dustin and get him out of there. He's not going to be able to pit a pat at Dustin and get him tired. Dustin's game. Dustin can go 5 rounds. And And I mean, if Dustin sneaks in a takedown here and there, like I think, you know, he's got that in the arsenal, and I think he could definitely win rounds doing that. If Max shoots, I genuinely am worried about the Gilly in this one. Dustin does that. He goes for it. He fucking goes for it. And he's always close. He really is. And Max is, you know, he's a tall guy with a long neck. It's one of the ones that is thin as well, which I think generally adds that into it. Yeah, Dustin's got to have the grappling advantage. Overall, I think I pick... fucking tough fight to pick. I'm going to go with Dustin. I think despite the age and everything, he's only 36, which isn't too long in the tooth. I think Dustin's got enough motivation. He's got enough power. He's got the skill set to be able to beat Max. It's just how good Max looks at lightweight now. Max has got massive motivation. He needs this fucking win to get into the... Fuck! I just realised Max is going to have to fucking fight Dustin to then fight Poirier again at lightweight. Disgusting. Fucking brutal. So yeah, I mean, the motivation factor probably sways a little bit towards Dustin actually in that, because Max is looking forward ahead at fighting Poirier, which is just not the one.